Hello, my name is Anita Sanchez, and I am from the University of the Incarnate Word in San Antonio, Texas. Today, I am presenting my conference proceedings on deregulation debates in Texas, assessing the impact on barbering and cosmetology occupational licensing. Given that Texas leads the nation in the employment of barbers and cosmetologists, a critical examination of the merits and drawbacks of deregulation is imperative. Considering this ongoing debate, this policy analysis aims to evaluate the history, role, and efficacy of licensing requirements for barbers and cosmetologists in Texas. It will explore the trend of deregulation of the professions and further examine the merits and drawbacks. We'll discuss the practical implications of delicensing for practitioners and business owners within the state and the broader cosmetology industry. Some abbreviations used throughout: TDLR, Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation; TCLR, Texas Commission of Licensing and Regulation; B&C, Barber and Cosmetology; LPs, Licensed Professionals. Next, I will go into TDLR's role and key responsibilities. TDLR is responsible for issuing and regulating occupational licenses for a variety of professions and industries in the state, including barbering and cosmetology. Occupational licensing serves as a regulatory framework aimed at ensuring the proficiency and accountability of professionals in various fields. In Texas, TDLR plays a key role in overseeing these functions in these various industries that include B&C, and one of those functions includes safeguarding the health and safety of Texans. TDLR ensures that professionals can identify skin and hair ailments, understand sanitary practices, and otherwise avoid harm to their patrons. TDLR sets and enforces the educational and examination requirements for professionals in the field, while maintaining high standards of service quality, health, and safety for the general public. Currently, to become a licensed barber or cosmetologist in Texas, an individual must complete 1,000 classroom hours of curriculum-driven training at an accredited school and pass both written and practical examinations. TDLR also investigates consumer complaints to maintain individual accountability. The B&C industry in Texas holds a significant position in this debate. It is a major player in the state's economy, significantly contributing to the service sector. These services include hair treatments such as cutting, coloring, styling, permanents and extensions, facial grooming like beard and mustache care, skin care treatments and skin care, hair removal, hair replacement, fingernail and toenail treatments, and specialized services like eyelash extensions. Texas leads the United States in the employment of barbers and cosmetologists, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Shifts in the regulatory landscape in Texas could have notable implications within the state and potentially set precedent for others in the broader industry. Economically, the industry's impact in Texas is substantial. With a population exceeding 30 million people, there is a significant demand for barbering and cosmetology services. Carpenter 2023 notes that haircut prices in Texas surpassed the national average. If every one of the more than 30 million people who live in the state received a haircut at the average price, it would add up to roughly $2.7 billion in revenue. And that's just for haircuts alone. The financial scope of the industry extends beyond haircuts, with hair coloring and other intricate treatments contributing significantly to overall revenue. The costs of these services are influenced by factors such as salon location, stylist experience, and treatment specifics. The broader economic context highlights that the average woman in Texas will spend approximately $55,000 on grooming in her lifetime. The salon industry's revenue was estimated at just over $215 billion in 2022 and is projected to reach just over $383 billion by the year 2030. The U.S. hair color market was valued at over $1.8 billion in 2015 and is also expected to see considerable growth in the upcoming years. Now a little history on TDLR. TDLR began its journey as the Texas Bureau of Labor Statistics in 1909. It was tasked with collecting and reporting statistical data about labor and industry in Texas. Over time, the Bureau expanded its role to administer and enforce various labor laws. The regulation of barbers in Texas initiated in 1929 with House Bill 104, and the regulation of cosmetologists followed in 1935 with House Bill 189. In 1973, the Bureau transitioned into the Texas Department of Labor and Standards. And by 1989, it was renamed TDLR, establishing a Commission of Licensing and Regulation as its governing body, which is TCLR. A significant change came in 2005 with Senate Bill 411. This bill transferred the barbering and cosmetology programs to TDLR. The consolidation of these programs continued with the enactment of House Bill 1560 in 2021, aimed at streamlining TDLR services. Attaining licensure as a barber or cosmetologist in Texas is an intensive process requiring candidates to dedicate 9 to 18 months to complete an educational program. This program encompasses not only the artistry of hairstyling, but also a rigorous curriculum that includes infection control, general anatomy and physiology, recognition of skin disorders and diseases, recognition of hair and scalp disorders, chemical services, and fundamentals of chemistry and electricity. The curriculum further delves into hair and scalp treatments, histology, hair replacement, and color techniques, and critically, the quintessential skills of hair cutting and styling. The scope of the barbering and cosmetology industry extends well beyond mere hair manipulation. Vital to these roles are health and sanitation protocols, particularly in barbering practices such as men's shaving, which involves the use of straight razor blades. The handling of such equipment demands knowledge of infection control and proper response to blood spills, to safeguard against the transmission of bloodborne pathogens, which include hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV. Licensed professionals are trained in proper infection control methods, which include cleaning and disinfecting. Sterilization of tools is paramount to prevent infections. Utilization of autoclaves emphasizes the prevention of bacterial, fungal, and viral infections. Estheticians are specialists within the cosmetology sector, and they provide a range of skin treatments and facials. They often further their expertise in areas like waxing, microdermabrasion, and chemical peels. Amato et al. Emphasized the necessity for estheticians to have a profound understanding of anatomy and physiology. This knowledge enables them to comprehend how a malfunction in one body system can manifest through the skin. Further, it is essential for them to evaluate the holistic impact of their services on various bodily components, including tissues, organs, and systems. Estheticians training undergone the training undergone by estheticians is critical in enabling them to identify contraindications before administering treatments. This understanding aids in developing an effective treatment plan and recommending suitable products, taking into account the intricate nature of bodily systems. The training also ensures the prevention of adverse reactions in individuals who have skin diseases, metal bone pins, pacemakers, allergies, or specific conditions like pregnancy. Barbering and cosmetology practices are regulated by federal and state agencies to maintain workplace safety standards. State regulatory agencies exist to protect licensed professionals and the public while receiving services. These agencies require that everyone working on customers in a salon or a barbershop follow specific procedures. Enforcement of rules through inspections and investigations of consumer complaints is also the responsibility of the agency. OSHA, for example, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, address issues relating to the handling, mixing, storing, and disposing of products. They regulate general safety and the right to be informed about potentially hazardous ingredients contained in products and how to avoid hazards. The Environmental Protection Agency registers all types of disinfectants sold and used in the U.S. The handling of medical-grade skincare products and hair color formulations, which are complex chemical mixtures, requires licensed professionals to make informed decisions. Professionals must understand chemical formulations, hair structure, color, laws, and hair coloring techniques to ensure successful outcomes, considering factors such as hair elasticity, hair texture, density, porosity, and natural color. In recent years, Texas has witnessed a significant movement toward the deregulation of occupational licensing, particularly in the barbering and cosmetology professions. This trend is evident in a series of bills introduced to the Texas legislature, which sought to reduce or eliminate regulatory requirements for entry into these industries. In 2017, the 85th Texas legislature passed several bills impacting the B&C industry. House Bill 2739 focused on the regulation of barber and beauty schools, teaching B&C. House Bill 3307 excluded threading from the practices of B&C. House Bill 2407 reduced the required number of hours in school from 1,500 hours to 1,000 hours. In 2019, during the 86th Texas legislature, House Bill 1705 was introduced by Representative Matt Shaheen. This bill initially aimed to deregulate the barbering and cosmetology professions in Texas. Shaheen's rationale for the bill was to enhance employment opportunities by eliminating what he viewed as unnecessary occupational licenses. However, the trajectory of House Bill 1705 shifted following constructive feedback from industry professionals and consumer constituents. This dialogue brought to light concerns regarding the potential implications of deregulation on industry standards and public safety. Consequently, on April 3, 2019, Shaheen announced a revised approach to the bill. Instead of eliminating licensing requirements, the updated House bill proposed a study by the state licensing agency to evaluate specialty licenses in the cosmetology and barber fields. This is an excellent example of the importance of an incremental approach to reducing economic barriers, one that carefully balances the need to ease entry into these professions with the imperative to maintain essential safety and quality standards. In 2021, the 87th Texas legislature witnessed significant changes with House Bill 1560. This bill consolidated the barbering and cosmetology programs. It merged certain licenses, certifications, and permits, and eliminated the barber and cosmetology instructor license. Most recently, in 2023, the 88th Texas legislature passed Senate Bill 1120. This legislation prohibited certain practices by barbers or cosmetologists, such as making incisions into the dermis or using prescribed medical devices. These legislative actions, notably House Bill 2407, House Bill 1560, and House Bill 1705, are significant and important. One changed the hours from 1,500 to 1,000 classroom hours, so the hours were reduced. Another one consolidated both programs, so instead of 2 licenses, there is only 1 license now. And the other aimed at attempted deregulation of the industry. The debate around deregulation in the barbering and cosmetology industries in Texas includes diverse perspectives from practitioners, business owners, and consumers. These viewpoints are essential to understand the potential implications of deregulation on public health, service quality, and the workforce in the industry. Studies like those by Timmons and Thornton provide insight into the economic impacts of deregulation. They show that in Alabama, the only state to have deregulated and then re-regulated barber licensing, such changes led to fluctuations in earnings and the number of barbershops. The reinstatement of licensing improved pay but reduced the number of shops. This suggests that deregulation can have complex economic effects. Concerns about public health and safety are also prevalent among licensed professionals. Amato et al. Highlight the importance of professional training in preventing issues like chemical burns, the spread of skin diseases, and permanent hair loss, emphasizing the role of regulation in maintaining public safety. Further, there is apprehension regarding the potential rise in human and sex trafficking within a deregulated industry. Studies by Nur 2015, Gould 2017, and Ahern 2023 indicate that certain businesses in the beauty sector can become fronts for trafficking, with deregulation potentially aggravating this problem by offering a high reward, low risk opportunity for traffickers, and negatively impacting small businesses and the industry's workforce. In this paper, the effects of deregulation in the barbering and cosmetology industry have been estimated. In one of the most comprehensive and credible studies by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, it was reported that over 25% of U.S. workers are licensed at the state, federal, or local level. Occupational licensing is not only widespread, but it also launches employment opportunities for many people. The impact of deregulation in Texas would affect 349 barber schools, 687 cosmetology schools, over 300,000 licensed cosmetologists, over 26,000 licensed barbers, over 5,000 barbershops and specialty shops, over 54,000 cosmetology salons and specialty salons, and over 8,500 dual shops. Thank you for your time and attention.